My wife recently acquired an '04 SRT4, which is in pretty nice condition. There's no real rust on the body and the interior is pretty nice, but as with many cars which are sold at this point in their life, there's certainly a few things which could be tightened up. Today I'll be handling the rear wheel bearings. It seems like it's always the first chore I'm tasked with anytime I buy a new Neon. Fortunately with these cars, they're super easy, so let's jump right into it. Of course, the first step will be to jack the car up and remove the wheel. It's always a good idea to poke around a little and see what else is going on. In this case, it looks like the roll bar bushings have seen some better days. While I used a universal 12mm socket on the impact to remove the caliper bolts, this could have easily been done with a wrench or a ratchet with a 4-inch extension on it to clear everything back there. The caliper will just swing up and off the bracket once you're done with the bolts. I like to use zip ties to secure the calipers. They're all but free when you get them from Harbor Freight on sale, and they're easily adjustable. The dust caps can be a real pain to get off. The Vera screwdrivers with the pound-through blade function make this job a little easier. With the dust caps off and to the side, it's time to remove the nut which retains the bearing and hub assembly. It's a 30mm nut, and the manual says not to use an impact on it. That's the perfect situation for my nice Williams Super Ratchet. It has a round head but a flared I-beam type of handle along with a comfort grip. I haven't run into anything else which allows for a greater transfer of torque to the fastener. Super indeed. The bearing pulls right off, and from there it's only a matter of getting everything cleaned up of any contaminants which might be left behind and then sliding the new bearing assembly on. I once again used the Super Ratchet to snug down the nut. The torque on this bad lad is 160 foot-pounds. I've found that a few solid strikes of the old dead blow hammer will seat the dust cap without damaging it. These are hard to find for me anyway, so I don't want to ruin one. From there, it might help to run the nut down on the stud after sliding the rotor back on to hold things steady. The caliper will flop back into place with relative ease, and after threading the freshly greased caliper bolts back in, you can torque them down to 192 inch-pounds. An interesting bit in the manual was after replacing the wheel bearings, one should torque the lug nuts first to 50%, which would be 50 pounds, as they call for the wheels to be torqued to 100 foot-pounds total. I followed that procedure, though in other sections of the manual they did call for the usual 85 to 115 Chrysler spec, which we all know and love. Well, that's it. You can get by with fewer tools than I used here today, but it was a very fast job with the items I did use. Make sure to check back frequently for Shelby Dodge and now apparently SRT4 how-to videos. Summer's almost here, so I'll be in the garage constantly. As always, if there's something you'd like to see or if you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them up in the comments. Until next time, let's keep these things on the road.